All right, hello. We are Team Atomic, and our toy is the Zombie Graveyard. I'm Edward Bell. This is Brandon Telema, Jordan Schrader, and Alex Wolf. And our original idea was to create a toy that is controlled by the iPad. And one of these goals that we had was to use as much of the iPad as possible. So the idea came that we would use an iPad to control a gun, moving in the X axis to shoot zombies that would all look similar to these zombies right here. As you can see, they have a few similar features, such as the right arm and the face. The face was kept the same because the eyes have LEDs in them, as well as the mouth has a sensor in them that the laser will shoot. And there are also some different features. As you can see, there's a zombie missing part of his left arm, as well as one missing part of his torso. And every zombie game needs at least one mutated zombie. This is our crawler zombie. The tails and the body were created separately with cross sections with a cross so that the tails would stick into the crawler. Excuse me. And the sensor is located in the middle tail at the tip. And another mutated zombie that we have is the boomer zombie.
So on the left here is the original sketch that we created using the iPad, and then we brought that sketch into Pro E, and from there we were able to create geometries on top of it and create a model from there. We wanted to add some shape to the boomer zombie because it was the biggest one and it was going to act as their leader. So we added a contoured surface for his stomach, and we have those three cutouts shown are for the sensors, and since it's the biggest zombie, we wanted to have 3 hit points. So you need to shoot it in those 3 different locations in order to defeat it. Here's a picture of all the completed zombies that we painted after we modeled them using the SLA machine. And these are shown on the board up in front.
So here's the model of the gun we used to kill the zombies, and you can see it's made in 3 pieces. You got the cannon shell on top, you got intermediate base, and you got the bottom base. And you have 2 servos controlling each axis, so you got horizontal movement and vertical movement. And they're just standard servos, nothing ridiculously complex, because we want to keep it simple as possible and less movement parts simpler to use. Here's a simulation of the gun. You can see it moves up and down. It takes a little while to run. It also moves in the horizontal axis, you'll see here in a minute. And yeah, that's how the gun works. And you control it using the iPad accelerometers.
So this is the actual painted gun model. As you can see, we added a lot of detail, tried to make it look like a worn out gunmetal. Now, aside from the mechanical components, there's also the big iPad components that we had to deal with. And this is the display that we developed. As you can see, if you look close enough, there's a timer, a level setting, a shoot button, a reload button, and these 2 buttons in the bottom half actually control which direction you turn and move. You hold one down and you're able to turn in that direction. You can hold both and turn in both, and then when you release, it'll hold that position for you to make it easier for aiming. On the other screen over here, which is kind of hard to see, these are actually the instructions that'll be given to the user, and it tells you about how to defeat the zombie horde, what you should be doing, how to aim, how to reload, and everything. Now, this is what our final product looks like, but I know what y'all came here for. You want to see a live demo, and you want to see what this baby can really do. So for a second before we start, let me take you into the story of what we have here. Now imagine you're working at the Atomic Weapons Company. You just developed this great new gun, but they're not sure if you should be testing it just yet. You take it home with you, you're walking around in your 100-acre woods, and all of a sudden you see something in the distance lurching forward. It looks like a person. You say, hey, you call to him. They're not moving. All of a sudden something grabs you from behind. You shake it off and you don't know what it is. Something's trying to bite you. It's a person. But now, I'm not condoning, going after real people, but this person's missing half of his body. So what do? You backpedal a little bit, you grab the gun you've been working on, and it's go time. So after this, we're going to pull you right into the game setting. This is the first level. You'll be prompted with that story, and we're at the point where we can go. As you can see, using the accelerometers in the iPad, no direct wire connections, he's able to move this gun both right to left and up and down. Now, using the laser pointer in it, he's going to aim for the sensors that are located in each one of these zombies. You can see over here, there are only 2 zombies that are active at the moment. This is the first level, trying to go from a easy difficulty to a higher difficulty, which can actually bring in a range of players. So he's going to aim for the mouth on this one, and hopefully if he can shoot it, we're going to see the lights turn off. Now once he hits that one and he hits this one, both the lights will turn off. He'll be prompted for another level. As the levels go on, we're going to see more of these zombies light up. And eventually when he gets to the highest difficulty, see, notice how the lights went off on this one. Now as we keep going through this, they're going to see more of these zombies lighting up, and we're going to end up having much more difficult, much more short time, short reload amounts, and you're going to have a very difficult time that's also fun and challenging. Now there's a couple ways to improve it. We can add another gun, add for co-op or competitive play. We can actually add more zombie types. We found maybe making the zombies move would be more difficult, or make it more interactive, more fun, having them pop out of the ground, coming out of the graves at you. And I feel like the last thing that we need to say is that it's not just a graveyard full of zombies. It's a zombie graveyard.